Yeah, 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 yeah. Clearing it all away, needed some house cleaning. Yeah, throwing out all the fakes, needed some house cleaning. Dust them up to the garbage truck. First place, you just running up. Got a problem, then you can just run on up. Nigga running up. Yeah, clearing it all away, needed some house cleaning. Yeah, throwing out all the fakes, needed some house cleaning. Dust them off to the garbage truck. First place, you just running up. Got a problem, then you can just run on up. Nigga running up.
I left the paper matches in my house, didn't think they would burn it down. Now there's nobody else around. They want my TD, ain't no something found. So much fake love, I am scared of the real. Make that mistake to consider how you feel, yeah. You don't wanna be the greatest you can be, you just wanna be greater than me. Soon as I see Laquita, I love my greatness, you was quick to just bury it deep. I've been social distancing before there was a COVID-19. Y'all sick, put the mask on when I let it sing. Can't be still running like the Tiger King, see. Underline of someone's value is from the bottom of the core. But don't undermine who you spend time with. They're the ones you're gonna exhort. Constantly copy no games like Kirby.
It's time for Bravo with Sheila, a place to be enlightened, a place to be built up, and always a place to remember that when nothing changes, nothing changes. Hello, hello, hello. How is everyone doing? Welcome to Bravo with Sheila Network. I hope that you are well. We are excited to be here tonight just for you. And one of my favorite people is in the house tonight with us, and I'm happy about it. I'm always happy when she shows up because she's such a good person and very informative, and you leave here with so much information. So I welcome you all, those of you that are in the chat, those of you that are coming in, please hit that thumbs up button. And if you haven't subscribed, think about subscribing to the channel. We have great content over here, right? We invite whoever so will wants to come in. I want you to just take your arms and wrap yourself and just say, give yourself a bravo just because, and you do not need permission. Just go ahead and do it. I want to bring to the stage one of my favorite people, and I met her here in these YouTube streets, and she has been on this platform, I don't know how many times, so I stopped counting, right? And she is here once a month with us, and this is the new year and her first time here since the new year, I think. And so I want to introduce to you none other than Chef Laquita Marie from Superfood Parents here in these YouTube streets and everywhere. She's everywhere. She is everywhere. Let me bring her up so she can greet you and I can say hello. Hello, sis. How are you? How are you?
Doing great. Hey there, Sheila. Hello, Bravo with Sheila Network. How's everyone doing tonight, today, whatever time it is while you're watching? And thank you all for having me. Thank you all for giving a thumbs up. Thank you all for telling a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend that we are going to be talking about some herbs and how they can help us, especially, where we are around the world. It's different seasons. I know where I am, and Sheila, where you are. It's a colder season right now where we
Yes,
need
it is.
cooling.
So, sis, were you able to connect the channel to your channel?
No, there's something that you have to do under the settings.
I did it before when we were on, and I am here now. So, do you want me to go ahead and hit something. I'm back here. What should I touch for you?
Okay, maybe go to where is it? And y'all, just so you all know, what we're doing right now is both Sheila and I use StreamYard. We both are StreamYard allows us to stream to multiple platforms at one time. So Facebook and Instagram, or YouTube and Facebook and Instagram, right?
Yeah.
But StreamYard has also added the feature that both of us can stream to our channels at the same time, sort of
Yeah.
like Restream already had that. So while I'm talking with you all, I'm looking around, I'm looking in the background. I know it's under settings so
Okay,
that
I'm
you
in
can,
settings.
so that you can enable that. But for some
Should I go
reason,
to general, go to settings and then hit general, or should I hit, I think before I did the the camera, no, not the camera, not high definition. I think I hit general and you told me to hit something else once I
okay.
got there.
So go
So,
to general because I was in my settings, but since I'm not broadcasting right now, it looks different. Like my
yes,
menu is going to be different. And so, yeah, go to general because, of course, this is the learning experience. There are so many people that
yes.
use StreamYard.
And we're
And so,
teaching right now, aren't we? We're teaching right now.
absolutely. Yeah.
So I'm right here and I see orientation settings are disabled while live. And then it has the stream quality, which we know we have that's already set. And
Yeah.
then it has shift videos and it has audio avatars and automatically add shared screens and videos to stream. Now, all of those are checked. So I don't know before I hit one thing and you were actually, boom, live on your channel as we are live here on the Bravo with Sheila network. So I
Mhm.
am not sure why it is not happening.
So, what
Uh,
else is under settings, though? What other options do
oh,
you
I
have?
see camera, audio, virtual background, recording, hotkeys, layouts, and guests. How about guests?
Yes. Yeah, that's it right there. You'll see it.
So guests can stream this to their own destination. So there you are, and we have done that, and you are good to go. Now,
And just so that everyone knows, even though I can stream it to my destinations, it still only allows me to stream to two. So this is where if you have, depending on which plan you have, you may have only one destination, like only broadcast to LinkedIn, right? You
right,
may
right,
only on the free plan, I think it's one destination at a time.
right,
On the first plan, it's three.
right.
So I might choose LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook. For myself, whenever right now I'm on the upper plan, so I can stream to 8 places at a time. However,
Right.
when I'm streaming from you to my audience, I can only choose two. So I'm going to choose LinkedIn and
Okay.
YouTube.
All right, go for it. Once
Yeah.
again, welcome, welcome, welcome to Bravo with Sheila Network. We are here with Chef Laquita Marie, who comes and grace us with her presence once a month here in these YouTube streets. And she has been a blessing on every level. She's not only a chef, she's a nurse. She's very information. She has so much information. And she's been teaching us a lot over the couple of years that I've been in these YouTube streets. And tonight she's going to do something. We're going to talk about a couple of things. And we just had a really quick tutorial about StreamYard because Chef Laquita Marie knows so many things. She actually gives me pointers and gets some time, quiet time with me. And I learn a lot from her. So I hope, even though that wasn't scheduled, you just got some tips for free. Right. So as you're coming into the chat, hit that thumbs up button. It's free 99. Just go and hit the thumbs up button. It means a lot to YouTubers because it helps the algorithm push the content to other places in these YouTube streets. A lot of you don't understand that thumbs up means a lot. So go ahead. And if you haven't subscribed, think about subscribing, hitting that bell for notifications when we go live. So we're going to get into it. We have the Bravette in the house, the one and only Ine is in the house, and she is greeting you. She is greeting you, you know, and Nay, the one and only Bravette and the one and only best moderator. I have the best moderator in the YouTube streets. That's right. She's the
Mm.
best moderator. So, yeah, she's saying hello to you. We have, oh, Loretta, my dear sister Loretta. Thank you for being here. She's in the house. Thank you so much.
Hello,
Hearts,
hello.
hearts back to you, sis. Hearts back to you. Thank you for being here. wonderful woman of God, does so many things for the community. We also have some other folks in here. Let's see. We're greeting. That's Ine again. As you know, Ine is going to greet everyone in the chat. Yes. Oh, okay. So listen, it's great. You know how we do it here. We are a family. We are a family. And those of you up in the bleachers or the balcony, or maybe, just maybe, you bought an expensive ticket and you're in the orchestra seats, right? Wherever you are, thank you so much for being here at the Bravo with Sheila Network. We're having a great time. It's still kind of the new year. We have some great content lined up for you. But guess what? Chef Laquita Marie is here, and I'm going to turn it over to her for her to kind of set the foundation to see what she wants to talk about and what she's going to do. If you have questions, you know what you do. Go ahead and put the questions in the chat, and we're going to get to them and answer. All right. So let's get into this. And of course, we come back and forth to the chat. We do not ignore our chat. You family. And I know people are going to continue to come on in. We are streaming on Bravo with Sheila Network, as well as LinkedIn, and also on the Superfood channel with Chef Laquita Marie. All right.
And my LinkedIn as well.
And it is your LinkedIn that I'm talking about.
So
okay. Yeah. So let's get into this. I want to say hello. I want you to tell us listen, we can't go down the list of things that you've been doing since the new year because you've been busy. And I've been busy as well. We've been busy. We have let no grass just do anything up under our feet. We have jumped into the new year and doing some wonderful things. I'm doing a lot on the Christian channel, Sheila Ingram, the Sheila Ingram Ministry Network. I have some new shows coming on that. I have a new show on this channel coming up on Monday nights.
Wow.
Monday nights is going to be on. And of course, Thursday night, we have Thursday night with Dawn B on the Bravo with Sheila Network. And on Friday, Laquita, we are over there across the street at the Sheila Ingram Ministry Network. And we do every Friday at 11 a.m. We have the Women of Grace. And we are gliding through the women in the Bible. Oh my God, we are having such a good time. This Friday, we'll be talking about Leah. Last week, it was Rachel's turn. We are having such a good time. So those of you, just go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the Superfood channel. I'm sure we'll put that up soon because we got the best moderator in the building, and she always puts the links up. So yeah, let's get into it, Laquita.
Yeah, sure. Tonight's going to be a quick one, you all, because I typically talk to the audience while I cook and prepare and research and all those things all at once. So I have my basket of herbs here. Thank you so much, Nikki. The Everyday Life of an OCD-ish Chick, TWP Popcorn, the Lioness of Videography, Anania, Loretta Hagler. Thank you all for being here. And of course, whoever else may be watching and not chatting, because we know everybody can't tap. I'm going to pull some things out of here. And for the purposes of this week, I have a sushi theme. So that means that I am making sushi tomorrow. I don't know. I might make some for my kids' lunch because they do take sushi for lunch. It's so easy to make. So I'm making sushi live on my channel tomorrow. However, since I don't eat animals, I will be using this organic tofu. It's a super firm. It has the texture of deli meat. If you are familiar with sliced meat, deli style, ham, turkey, and that sort of thing. So that means that with this particular tofu, I will cut it into strips. Tonight, I'm just going to season it. And what I usually try to do is I usually try to have my processed basket and my whole food basket. And I try to make sure my whole food basket outweighs the processed basket. Sure enough, it does. I do have mustard here. It's not highly processed, but it's processed, right? Because we know that mustard comes from mustard seeds and all of that kind of stuff. So they had to process it a little bit. Same thing with the liquid aminos. I use this as a sort of like, instead of soy sauce, but sort of like as something to soak in to be flavorful for this tofu, because tofu is like rice or grits. There's no flavor until you add anything. I would say potatoes, but potatoes have a natural flavor, so we're not going to say potatoes. So I got my favorite knife here, the only knife I ever use.
Knife. Exactly.
My Cutco knife. So I do have this handy. And all I'm going to do tonight is talk about what I season this with. I will be seasoning it. And typically I air fry it. I don't leave it in the marinade overnight. Usually I just put these seasonings together and then I cook it. And I say that because y'all know, as a meat eater, when I was eating meat and cooking meat, they would talk about marinating and letting the flavors do this, that, and the
Yeah.
third. But sometimes I did, sometimes I didn't. You know how you unthawing meat and then you just kind of like, I just want to eat. So you just cook it. And you
Exactly.
same thing. You don't have to marinate everything overnight. Not only that, but you know how when you watch the chef shows, they always have these super quick marinades that they do because it's a competition show. They have to finish in 1 hour. So what they're doing is they are, um, just flying through, and they'll say, "Okay, yeah, we put the marinade together, and we're gonna let that marinate for 15 minutes." Y'all know that ain't no time, right?
That's
So long
true.
story short, there's no excuse for any one of us to have bland food, tasteless food. And the reason I'm talking about herbs is because herbs are healing. So the first one here, the first one here, because my Renaissance grandma is here. Let me just switch
She
that
is
on
in
out.
that. She is in the house. She is in the house.
Mhm. This is her brand. The Blessed Seasoning brand blends is her brand. So I'm going to read what's in here because I do have some of those things separately. I was holding up the oregano, but this particular recipe blend has dehydrated veggies. Now y'all know my Renaissance grandma has her own garden. She has a forest, a food forest right there outside her back door. So is whatever's in that garden is probably in here. Some of whatever's in there. Nikki too, but we ain't gonna talk about the everyday life of an OCD chick because she got dogs guarding her food and I can't get to it. But anyway,
Okay.
I know why we stealing food. Anyway, smoked garlic, cumin, parsley, toasted onions, smoked paprika, raw sugar, hickory, and mesquite flavor. I want to talk really briefly about the paprika. You know how sometimes people will put paprika on top of potato salad, and we just thought it was to look pretty. But paprika actually helps the absorption of vitamin C. So paprika helps the
Hmm.
vitamin C to go to where it needs to go. And when you all hear the word absorption, just think of an usher, right? Not Usher the dancer, but what kind of Usher the dancer, right? Because Usher takes you places. So think about paprika, ushering in or taking in vitamin C. So when you have the vitamin C in potatoes, because potatoes, yes, they have plenty of calcium, they have plenty of vitamin C also, not just bananas.
Mhm.
So when you sprinkle that paprika onto your potatoes, you are actually enhancing the availability. You're making that vitamin C more
Oh,
available. So this means that when you're making your soups, because I know Sheila, you have a soup line where you have a business where you're creating different blends and flavors. So if you have a soup with potatoes in it, hit it with some paprika, right?
mm.
That's a
Yes.
good, that's a good one. And this is one way that you can tell people why it's good for you. We all know soup is good for us. We all know certain herbs are supposed to be good for us, but we don't know why or how it works.
Right. Right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
And of course, cumin has a nice smoky flavor. I'm gonna Google cumin, and so this way
Yeah.
I can read. This is what I do. If I can't remember something specifically, I will just type in health benefits of, and y'all know I do this live all the time. Health benefits of, and that this one will be cumin. And then what I'm going to do is start chopping up this tofu, put it into this plastic container, so that way we can start adding some of these herbs to it. I do have the mustard as an emulsifier because it kind of blends everything together. That's the way mustard works. It breaks down everything and makes it more of a solution than oil and water separating. It keeps everything together. So yeah, let's go. Are you ready for this cumin explanation
Yeah, because
information?
cumin, yeah, because I've been using cumin a lot. It has such a smell, such a strong,
It does.
it you can identify it just when you take the top off. Yes,
So if
yes.
anyone's
That's
wondering what
strong.
we're saying, cumin, yes, cumin. So this is what Google is telling us, and specifically, I'll give you the source. This is WebMD. It says cumin contains compounds called flavonoids that work as antioxidants in the body. Now, y'all, let's get this straight. Anything that grows from the ground has antioxidants in it. So any of the herbs we're eating, any of the fruits or the vegetable. So if it grows on a vine, a tree, if it grows around the base of a tree, um, if it grows underground, it has antioxidants. Cumin is one of those things. So flavonoid is a fancy word for good stuff. Okay,
Good
so
stuff.
right, good, because so cumin has the good stuff that work as antioxidants in the body, and so that means the antioxidants can prevent diseases like cancer, heart disease, and high blood pressure. I just read that part directly from uh, WebMD. However, when I look on to Healthline, which is a popular place for articles, and you can find any food on there. This particular site, they have articles that are vetted by, hey, Lashes Journey. They have articles vetted by doctors, registered dietitians, all of those things. So they're telling us that it promotes digestion. Okay. So, a lot of us nowadays have GERD. GERD is gastroesophageal reflux disorder, AKA heartburn, bad heartburn,
Mm.
because they put all these different, GERD is what I'm saying. They put all these different fancy names on the same old stuff. Like, remember, we used to have just stuff like joint pain, arthritis. Now it's gone into mega arthritis. What's the new one?
Rheumatoid.
Rheumatoid, and there's others. Like, there's other
There is.
they talk
But
about,
none of them are fun.
and it's all the same thing. All they're saying is this one is bad, this one is worse. Like, remember, heartburn used to be heartburn. Now
Right.
GERD is like terrible heartburn. That's what I'm trying to say, y'all. Um, so what I'm doing right now is just opening up this tofu. This one has very little water in it, so some of it jumped out. A little bit of the water jumped out, but I'm going to show you all how this block is. I'm just squeezing it, and you don't see water. People always talk about pressing tofu, so that's why I'm showing you this. And of course, like I said, tofu reminds you of
Yeah.
rice or grits, in that it's just a clean slate that you can season up. So what I do is I use the liquid aminos, because this is made from soy. If you're not a soy person, then you can also, because tofu is soybeans. So if you're not a soy person, you can get pumfu, which is pumpkin tofu.
Mm.
And that's high in protein, because just like soybeans, pumpkin seeds are high in protein. And then you can also use chickpea tofu. They got everything out here. Y'all, there's so many options.
Everything.
There's
I've
no
never
right
heard
there.
of the pumpkin tofu. The pumpkin. I've never heard
Yeah.
of that one.
PUMFU. Sorry, Sheila, I had to say it on your channel, but I'm gonna say it faster. PUMFU, okay, y'all. For those of y'all who heard it in slow motion, because I was like, Lord, that sounded like I was saying something bad at the end. But anyway, I know I'm silly. Y'all know I am just silly, and I love life. I always find a reason to laugh. So I'm just gonna cut this into some strips, throw it in here. Any questions so far? Anything that you all know about cumin, other than its smoky flavor? A lot of people will add it to burgers or patties if they're making not just meat burgers, but bean patties as well,
Yeah.
falafel. What about you,
I think
Sheila?
I think that when I started using it, well, I eat like you. I don't eat any meat or anything, but
Hmm.
since I've been making my soups and everything, I've been using more herbs and everything organic. And cumin, you have to be so careful not to overdose on it
Just a
because
little bit of it, it makes it so much
oh
stronger,
my
right?
goodness.
So I'm just showing these shapes, like
Yep,
the average size of one of these. I see Loretta Hagler is laughing at my spelling of
I
pumfru.
can move you back so they can actually see what you're doing.
Oh, okay, sure. I'm just putting them in this container. Like,
Okay.
literally, I'm just dropping that whole block in there. Go ahead. So tell me about the cumin. You were saying,
Yeah, you don't need a lot of it, right? Certain herbs you can, because when you think of herbs, you'd be like, oh, you can just shake, 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 like you just keep shaking and it's okay. Because what can it do?
right.
Well, certain herbs, if you don't know the strength of them, and you put it and you'd be like, oh my God, like that's a lot. So the cumin is one of those that you have to be really careful to not overdose the food with it
Hmm.
because it's strong. It smells good.
I'm gonna just pour some in. I just usually squeeze it in until there's some at the bottom, maybe about
Okay.
half a cup, fourth a cup. You know
Mhm.
exactly what you're saying about the cumin and all herbs, too much of anything. So let me just explain herbs. I'm going to put in a big squeeze of mustard, a tablespoon.
Be
A
my
half,
guest. You know I don't like mustard and I don't like mayonnaise, but be my guest for the
well,
for the
this
for
isn't
the
for flavor.
viewers.
Yeah, actually, you don't taste it in here, so that's the other nice part. Um,
Mhm.
I because, like I said, because it works as an emulsifier, mustard is in most vinaigrettes. So, a lot of times you have
Yeah.
it, you just might not taste it, and that's the way it works here. So, if you're not a mustard lover, I'm glad you brought that up. You don't have to necessarily worry about that.
Mhm.
I'm going to put a little bit of oil.
Okay.
Sometimes
Put
I
your
don't.
oil.
You say that again.
I said, go ahead, put your oil.
You know what? Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I do because oil is like empty calories that we don't need. We just don't need oil. Like it's really sort of like, Lord, this is agave nectar. Um, Oil is like that thing that is ice cream. It really is an empty calorie. And they've shown so many different studies and research that we just don't need oil. And the way it puts weight on us, the way it damages our vessels. So a lot of us
Mhm.
are like, oh, I got to cut down on the salt. That's going to help my pressure. No, it's actually the oil that damages the inside of your blood vessels. So I'm just going to put about a teaspoon in there. I ain't gonna
Mhm.
lie, that's 2 teaspoons, y'all. But
Was that olive oil?
this is an extra virgin olive oil that,
Okay.
and it's not the absolute best. And because look, y'all see I done spilled some on the outside, but that's okay. When I say it's not the best, it's in a plastic container versus a glass container. It is
Okay.
not really tinted. It's like clear. You should have your olive oil in a darker container so that way it stays fresher.
Right,
Um,
right, right.
and the other thing is there was something else about that. I'm gonna put in a dash of something into here. We're gonna get the people's choice and see which ones they want us to put in first. It might be your
Okay.
choice, but one thing that I do, I just close this bad boy and just shake it up a little
Take
bit
it.
because, like I said, with the oil and the mustard oil, the coconut, I mean liquid aminos. I was gonna say coconut aminos because if you aren't a soy person, you can use coconut aminos here as well. That's the part I didn't get to earlier.
Mhm.
So as you see that mustard kind of breaking down a little bit, and then I also shake it upside down. So this is where having a nice tight container helps. And you
Mhm.
see, I've kind of lined all of these up straight up and down because they're kind of fragile. They will break. Like I said, it's the texture of deli meat. And so tofu will definitely break. Um, there are lots of scientists who say, when I say scientists, I'm talking about the Black Master Herbalist, Lady Navoa. So that's what I mean by there are lots of scientists that will say, oh, don't eat tofu
Mhm.
because it's not for us. They talk about the now actually I'm going to show you this how it's already soaked up some color.
I see.
I'm going
Yeah.
to see if I can show that. You know how people will put stuff on the palm of their hand. It's not white compared to the other one. I'll put it next to it and you
You
might
could
be able to.
definitely see the color change. Yeah.
You can see the before and after. So the
After.
one on the bottom, is before, which
That's
lets you
right.
know that the oil, it does help the liquid aminos, and the mustard helps the liquid aminos to stay in. So,
Mhm.
oh, I was supposed to show y'all how what it looks like, the texture of it.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
Now this one, I can't get it there. It's okay. And I don't like to eat on camera because I'm so greedy. I'll try to eat more and more. And then lipstick be falling off. I be looking like somebody, husband, brother, uncle, child. Okay. What should we put in next? Because this particular blessed seasoning blend by my Renaissance grandma, it is
Mhm.
spicier than I want for the tofu, excuse me, for the sushi tomorrow. Because remember,
Mm.
I'm making this sushi tomorrow using air fried
Right.
tofu.
Right.
Like this has so much flavor already. I could put this in the air fryer for 5 minutes. I
Mhm.
usually shake it and then I put it in for another 3 or 4 minutes. And
Mhm.
then it has a nice bounce to it, a good texture, and it holds the flavor. I do sprinkle on at the end of it. I'll sprinkle on some seasonings, even though I've already put some in the marinade. So I say we look up oregano because that was the next thing.
Oregano.
Oregano
Yeah.
is so powerful, so powerful.
Yes.
I don't know what you know about oregano because the cumin, we only talked about it being good for digestion, but it was also a good source of iron. It also has may help with diabetes. This is the cumin now. May
Mhm.
improve your blood cholesterol and may promote weight loss and fat reduction. And this is all coming from Healthline and may help with drug dependence. Who knew?
Hmm.
So what
I
do you
didn't
know
know
about?
that.
Yeah, right. What do you know about oregano? Anything? I don't know. I'm gonna throw some.
Oregano. I think oregano, you can use a lot of women have had hair growth with oregano products.
Really?
And yeah, they've been talking a lot about how, oregano can help you with so many different things. And one of the things that I was amazed at was about them putting it in their scalp for issues that they've been having and other
Hmm.
things. It's a powerful herb. Let
It
me see.
is.
Oh,
It is. And I've only put in about half a teaspoon of oregano. It might be a teaspoonful because I just be shaking stuff in, and I don't really because like you were saying earlier about too much of any herb, depending on the herb, it could harm you. A lot of pharmaceuticals, a lot of the major drugs are based in herbs. They start with herbs
yes.
because the plant compounds are so powerful. It's like, yeah, let's make a pill out of this thing. So
Yeah.
here we go. Oregano has olive green leaves and purple flowers. This is coming from WebMD, just a general Google search for health benefits of oregano. It's
Mhm.
closely related to other herbs like mint, thyme, marjoram, and basil. It contains chemicals that might help reduce your cough. And y'all know it also says it might help with digestion and fighting against some bacteria and viruses. But oregano oil is really powerful for earaches. So if you have an ear infection, not just an earache, but an ear infection, oregano oil will a lot of times knock that out. It burns really badly. So you have to make sure you're getting the right dosage. You might have to use a carrier oil being something neutral, like an avocado oil or a castor oil. But yeah,
I
and I'm
remember.
not. Mhm.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I'm not deep into blending and all of those things, so don't quote me on that. I just know from talking to other people. But my Renaissance grandma is saying oregano is a natural antibiotic because
Yeah.
every of an OCD chick loves oregano.
Yeah, and I remember, growing up, we used a lot of oregano on Italian dishes. Yeah,
Hmm.
oregano is something that was used a lot. I used to live in Italy and for like 6 months, and I watched how they made their own pasta. They didn't use anything boxed or bottled or anything. And oregano, the lead, they would use the pure oregano and they would put so much in their food. But that's another herb that if you overdose the food, it'll be overpowering. So you got to be
Yeah, the
careful.
taste tells you that, girl, you did too much. We yeah. Well, in this Healthline article, it says, and again, Healthline, this particular article was peer reviewed and written by a registered dietitian. Okay, so it says here that they compared the antimicrobial activity of oregano, sage, and thyme. I have all three of those here because I have oregano, sage, and I have thyme. So it says that oregano was one of the most efficient essential oils against bacteria, second to thyme. So that means that both thyme and oregano are antibacterials or natural antibiotics, like my Renaissance grandma is saying. Hey, G Mama grows hard in the garden, probably knows something about that. She's also a chemist. I'm gonna put some thyme in here now, y'all, since we're hearing about thyme. So good to have you all here. We're talking about these different herbs. If y'all know anything
Yes,
about thyme, let us know. It sounds like we already heard that it's a natural antibiotic. And this is a very short show because all we're doing is talking about the herbs. We're seasoning
herbs.
the tofu and we're getting out of here probably in the next 10 minutes because we're just about done. We've already added our oil,
Yeah,
liquid aminos, and mustard. And I'm going to add the rest of this tofu in here too. But right now, I
yeah.
just added about a half teaspoon of thyme.
But even though it's a short show tonight, the great thing is you're always here every month. So
Mm.
like people can always come back and find you here. And, you always have so many things to say. Sometimes the shows are longer, sometimes we hit it and quit it, but they're packed with information. So the great thing is, although we're closing out early tonight, you'll be back next month.
We'll be back. We'll be back, y'all. So, I just want to show you this. While the next thing I'm going to look up is sage because they mentioned sage, and I'll look up thyme. And I'm going to share one of the latest booklets that I created when I had to go to an event. It was a conference and it was a business conference. So I think I've talked about this before. I've told you all create an educational booklet, something small on Canva. So this uses 3 sheets of paper and it has inside of it, it tells people, what the Faves Hero system is, fruits and vegetables every spread, what eating those can do for you, weight loss, reduce cholesterol, reduce blood pressure, all those things. Y'all know how it goes. And then, of course, I have a chickpea salad recipe in there. I have several other things, games, nutritional games, right? And I'm saying this because whatever share it with someone. Share it with someone. So we were selling these booklets, or they could get this booklet in a package, that we were offering, and people were buying. And the wonderful thing is, of course, I do provide workshops where I go to different places. And so that's where, for businesses, they have that information right here. Of course, the fiber foods, yeah, I told y'all anything grows from the ground, it has fiber and it has antioxidants. But my Renaissance grandma is letting us know that what? Thyme is also an antiviral. I ain't even got to look it up now. Put that up, please, Sheila. Antiviral, antifungal, and antiseptic. So,
wow.
I've been a nurse for 30 years, right? But you don't even have to be a nurse to know that antiviral. Remember, they told us you can't get rid of viruses, but you can get rid of bacteria. I never believed it. I don't know if you believed it, Sheila, but I was like, well, where does it go then?
Where does it go?
So maybe they meant it's still inside of you floating around, but it's just not bad. I don't know what they meant, but long story short, like my Renaissance grandma said, thyme will help you get rid of those symptoms of the virus. And then, of course, antifungal. We all know that there's a lot of fungus, not just in the air or in our homes from the mold, but there's a lot of fungus, y'all. There's just a lot of fungus out here, good, bad, but it's just the world we live in. And so, if you have too much, it presents in different ways.
Absolutely.
And we're talking about like just general stuff like rashes, and you know how babies with the thrush or whatever.
Yes.
But it does present in different ways. And so look, if we can get rid of it by just eating thyme, season your food with thyme, y'all. And you see G Mama Grows Heart in the Garden is saying she's using a lot of rosemary these days.
Yes, I was using a lot of time. I was using, again, I was being so careful, learning how to, since I started the soup line, it's not like just cooking for 1 or 2 people. So the measurements and these herbs have been real tricky. Like
Right.
getting it to that right taste, getting it to that right thing, on the palate. And I was like, oh my goodness, this is different cooking like bulks and bulks of soups and the bean soup and the 3-bean chili using all of these herbs. And the report that I got back is that, oh, it's seasoned well. I was like, okay, that's a good thing. But the point
Yeah.
is with that, you got to remember and have the same thing for the next batch and the next
Yes.
batch.
Yes. But you know what? I don't even worry about that so much. And I say that because as long as the very similar flavor is there and it's delicious, that's really what people want. They aren't really hardcore on this tastes different because I mean, for the most part, it's going to taste the same. It's going to taste very similar.
Right.
And being off a little bit on the herbs, it won't change it that much. So I
Right.
feel like, you cook them with gas, Sheila. You cook them with gas. Well, when the everyday life of an OCD chick is saying, "Ooh, gee, mama, that was a good one," I'm going to look up rosemary. I looked up rosemary, and of course, with my Renaissance grandma saying that the
Oh.
thyme had an antiseptic effect, And y'all know people get sick in the hospital. They talk about them checking out of here when they get septic, you know.
Yes.
So in other words, it's a strong antibacterial. It's going to really clean up some things. But the thyme has antimicrobial, anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, anti-apoptic. I got to even look that one up. Apoptic, anti-tumorigenic. I don't even know what that is. Anti-intenoceptive. I don't even know what that is. But I do know what neuroprotective is. So neuroprotective, y'all, protecting your nerves, right? Um,
Wow.
for a lot of us that are having nerve pain, burning sensations, or what have you, look, we don't want
That's
that.
amazing. It's amazing how, so many people cook without putting herbs on their food because they grew up customary culture, certain cultures in where you grew up at, parents didn't use a lot of herbs, or we overcooked the veggies and it was good. And then when you get older and you learn different things about nutrition or just taste,
Right.
the herbs, like even what we're talking about right now, each property, each herb has some dynamite, incredible benefits health-wise when people
Yes.
don't even realize. They think, "Oh, I'm just sprinkling this. Oh, I'll just put this," and don't even realize what they're doing at that time, that
Hmm.
they're giving their body those herbs that it needs. So imagine not using herbs at all. It's a disservice.
It really is a disservice because, just like you said, some for people that are sprinkling these things on or not sprinkling them on, because, like, it's nice to know, like, hey, I have some sage here. Great, I'm going to use it. I don't feel like using it. Well, why are you using it? Why wouldn't you use it? Do you know why?
Right.
So I'm going to look up sage. However, a lot of people, they think about sage and they think about poultry, like chicken or turkey. Because when you buy poultry seasoning in the store, that's the main ingredient. Sage is what gives that turkey that particular flavor.
Yeah. Wait a
Hmm.
minute, I think we missed this. Did we talk of the rosemary is great for brain health?
We didn't see that. Thank you.
Hmm.
So, like you're saying, so
Oh,
many things are good for so many things, all these herbs, which is also why you have to look at the quality of your food. I'm not talking about like, oh, Laquita prefers organic or so and so prefers non GMO. I'm just talking about, is your food even coming from your house? Because you can even survive and reverse illnesses and diseases. This is why I talk about fruits and vegetables. You can reverse things. And it's not me, it's Dr. Brooke Goldner, who is the lupus doctor. She's reversing lupus and other autoimmune diseases or autoimmune situations. And so basically, she talks about this like, y'all, you can reverse all of this. This is the reason why you're getting your fruits and vegetables. But she uses grocery store foods. She doesn't use organic or non GMO because we know that some of the food is genetically modified GMO. But hey, do what you can with what you have, and you can
yeah,
still reverse an extreme situation. So,
absolutely. I'll be
yeah.
right back. Keep talking.
All right, cool. I am going to
Okay.
look up the health benefits of sage while we're here because that's what I'm about to put in here now. And of course, it says here it boosts your memory, it eases menopausal hot flashes and night sweats, it fights inflammation. I'm putting in about a teaspoon, half a teaspoon, something like that. It improves your blood sugar control, lowers cholesterol levels, prevents cancers. Why? Y'all, it's got the antioxidants. Everything that grows from the ground, as we know, has those things. So I put those seasonings in here with my tofu, the mustard, and the liquid aminos. You can use coconut aminos if you don't want the soy. You can use a different type of tofu, like made from pumpkins, the pumpfu, or what have you. And y'all listen to this. Sage relieves a sore throat and tonsils. It promotes skin healing. It prevents cancers. So many wonderful things here. Oh, my Renaissance grandma says you can put liquid rosemary in a diffuser to help with dementia. Y'all,
Oh,
we have everything that we need right here. All of the answers are right here. There's no reason for us to wonder, how can I get better? A lot of people believe that Alzheimer's is a one-way street. Not anymore. You can even reverse Alzheimer's and dementia. Currently, there are doctors, and these aren't doctors that you can't reach. This is not information that you can't access. All of this information is right here on the World Wide Web, you just got to say, well, who do I find first? Well, definitely check out Chef AJ. That particular channel, she interviews everyone. So Dr. John McDougall, that's how I found Dr. John McDougall. He's been doing this for 40 years, I think, this type of medicine. He's still practicing, a medical doctor, and he's a medical practicing doctor. And he has been doing some things with the potato reset, which means he has people on potatoes for 21
Hmm.
days to lose weight. So, like if you go on a vacation or a trip, y'all see how good that looks? Boom.
Yes.
G Mama grows hard in the garden. You say you haven't tried the liquid aminos yet. I would definitely say instead of buying soy sauce, it has so much less sodium than soy sauce. That's the reason why people get liquid aminos. So I'm just going to show you here the serving size. 1 teaspoon is going to give you 310 milligrams of sodium. And then the
Mm.
other thing that you all have to remember is that when food is cooked, oh, and you don't even have to get it from the Asian store. You can just get this from Walmart nowadays, Kroger, Food Lion. Like they have liquid aminos everywhere now. It might be in a smaller bottle. It might cost more. Like I'm walking distance from a Harris Teeter, but the little bottle costs the same as the big bottle does at another store. You know,
Yeah.
just because they're a more expensive place. But yeah, y'all, we are done. I could eat this just like this. I probably will off camera, but it's
So
seasoned
when
with.
you put that in the air fryer, right? Because I know there are different textures of tofu, and people be
Mhm,
like, it's too mushy or that. But when they get the extra firm and really deal with it the way you're saying, prepare it, and the
mhm.
air fryer makes it crispy, right? Do you base it with crumbs or flour or anything to
No,
give it that? No.
that's the reason why. I mean, you can, but you can eat it just like this. And like I'm telling you, it is the texture of deli meat. Like that's the best way I can describe it. Because when I've given it to meat eaters, I already knew what it was going to taste like. But that's what I was told by several different people. They're like, "Oh, that tastes like turkey," or "Oh, this tastes like some deli meat." Like and I've had that over and over from people. I felt like that's what it tasted like. Yes. However, when you air fry it, this ultra firm, the key is getting this ultra firm
Ultra
because tofu
firm.
does tend to be mushy. If you get silken, is like what you would
Oh,
make
that's like as soon as you touch
mayonnaise.
it, right?
Yeah, it's like you would make mayonnaise from that, or because it's already the texture of
And they
mayonnaise.
use silken for smoothies sometimes, right?
Yeah, they will add silken, or they'll add the firm. They'll sometimes add the extra firm, but this is ultra. No, this is super. That's what the package says.
Super.
Super.
That's
Yes.
why it wasn't a lot of water. When you picked it up, I was amazed because I've never bought the extra firm. I bought firm. When you picked it up, I said, wow, it's not even falling apart. And the water wasn't dripping
At
out of
all.
it.
At all, right? And so that's where we are. We have all that we need at our fingertips. And remember, y'all, you can use the same marinade, right? Whether you're using soy sauce, coconut aminos, and you can use water and salt. If you don't have any of these things, you can use salt and water because that is what they do when you're buying meat at the grocery store. They create a brine. A brine is a salt and water solution where it's heavily salted, so that way the salt stays in the meat. So,
Mhm.
instead of doing all of that, you could get one of these, or you could just get salt, just use salt. Also, some
Okay.
of your seasoning salts already have some of your seasoning salts, like this Goya adobo. It's a
Your
salt that
favorite.
right, love it. It already has, garlic powder and turmeric and a few other herbs in it. The only reason I do it this way is because then I know which herbs I've put in. I know what they're
Mhm.
good for. And then another thing, lastly, if you're concerned about destroying the property of the herbs because you want them to be as powerful as they can, you can just do the liquid aminos, the mustard, a little bit of oil to help it all come together, and not do the herbs until after it's air fried, because
Okay.
that way it's still, dried herbs are stronger than fresh herbs because they've been concentrated. Hey there, Sharon Marie Watson. So good to see you. Wow. Let me tell you, that's an OG for me. She is a wonderful YouTuber that I
Thank
just
you for
love.
being here.
Mm-hmm. The food and look, the food, the water, and the air is poison. You telling the truth right there. So that's why we got to say, look, how can we help ourselves, right? Now you think
Yeah.
about it. A lot of people would see that comment and they would say, Lord, somebody else with the conspiracy. But y'all know what gives us, Sheila, I'm going to ask you a question and I'd like you to answer this in 3 seconds or less.
Oh,
Which,
right. Okay.
which food gives people high blood pressure and strokes?
Pork.
See how quick you said that? So, okay, the food is poison. We all know what's doing stuff, right? Which vegetable, the carrot or the onion, gives you high blood pressure and stroke? Neither one, right? You see how you
Right.
stumble? Boom. You're welcome, Sharon Marie. Good vibes to you always. Look, last year's journey is tomorrow. Yup, she's agreeing
Yep.
with you. She's agreeing with you. So this is another thing. Then she said the food, the water. Lord Last Journey said none of these vegetables, anything in excess, of course, you can get a stomach ache or something, just because you ate too much. But all of this food is good for us. If it grows out of the ground, we can
Mhm.
find a way to use it for it to heal us, nourish us, and we heal faster. Okay, the water. Sheila, are you aware of the water systems in America since we live in North America? Are you aware that it's not just Flint, Michigan, but it's all of us that have issues with our water simply because we got old pipes? We've got, I'm trying to think of some of the other main reasons. Oh, runoffs from these animal farms. The runoff is going into the water systems. Remember that train that blew up last year and it affected the Mississippi River and ain't
Oh,
nobody really,
yeah. Yeah.
you know? So once again, Lord G Mama Grows, I gotta look.
I
I
don't
gotta
drink tap water, so, I try
look.
I never do. I mean, I can't
Mhm.
remember the last time I did,
Right.
like you said, we gotta be mindful of the food. You gotta be mindful of the water you're drinking as well.
In the air. Did you see Yaki Awaken
Yeah.
last video on pork? Is what G Mama Grows Hard in the Garden is
Oh,
saying. He
no,
broke it down, down. He
I didn't see
always
that.
breaks everything down, down. So I can believe that he did because that brother is so educated. Like he can talk about things from a micro level to a macro level. He can give you everyday scenarios and relate it, in everyday ways, metaphors and whatnot. It's good. He is really good. But
You guys are enjoying this wonderful, wonderful program. I see we have 6 thumbs up. We have 13 people in the bleachers. You guys just go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. It's free 99. It's free 99. Hit that thumbs up button.
absolutely.
I'm watching it. We only have 6. Come on, let's bring up the thumbs up. Carry on, Laquita.
No, you're fine. I am done, y'all. I am done for the night. I have got to go turn in and get a few other things done. It's early here. My bedtime is 10, so I have very little time before going to sleep. Y'all know I got to get this beauty sleep in. Whew, it's hard
Get
out
your
here.
beauty sleep. Get your beauty sleep. Yeah, and it's been a long day for me too. I've been in the kitchen all day. And,
Mm,
on Tuesdays, I have the morning show on across the YouTube streets on my Christian channel. And so I've been kind of multitasking all day. So it's one of those nights where the energy level has depleted. And we definitely was not going to not be here, but we were here. And I'm going to give you last words before we rock out of here.
absolutely. Thank you so much for having me again. And Tori's brain, I can't believe we got the OG in the building. Thank you, Tori's brain, for being here. For everybody that's listening, as Tori's brain would say, for everybody under the sound of my voice, I just want you to make sure that you get in some fruits, some vegetables, something that grew out of the ground, some cilantro, because you see the everyday life of an OCDS chick is saying cilantro pulls the toxins out of our bodies. We just think we're throwing it on the tacos and we're just enjoying it. So, I definitely say, yes, eat something real, y'all, something that grew from the ground. Even if you're eating processed food that you purchase, take your own little seasoning blend and sprinkle a little bit on there. It'll help, it'll increase the value, the quality of what you're consuming. So, yes, thank you so much for having me.
Yes, this was so informative. As usual, you always knock it out of the park, giving the great information. I'm grateful that you're here every month. I really appreciate it because you are a busy lady. You are a busy lady. But those of you who have joined in tonight, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for supporting the channel. I'm almost at my 1,000 subs and almost at my 3,000 watch hours. I think I'm 100 short. So go ahead and continue to watch and get us there. Keep pushing us, etching us, because we know in these YouTube streets, once you do one thing, you hit 500, you're good. Hit that 1,000, you're doing much better. And you just keep on moving from there, and it allows us to bring more to you. So I want to say thank you so very much for being here and supporting the channel. And my sister, you always bring your crew. Your crew is always in the house when you're here. I
Mhm.
appreciate all of them. And so we're going to kind of groove on out with a little song I did record, but the lyrics is not on this one. It's just the track that I love so much, and it's called Jesus is King, but it's just the jam and jazz part. It's not the vocals. And we're
Oh,
going to
I
move
love
on out of
jazz.
that. Yeah, it's kind of good horn part. I love the horn in this track. And so we're going
Mhm.
to move and groove out with that. We'll see you again. We'll see you tomorrow is Wednesday. Tomorrow, I don't know if I'll be on my channel across the YouTube streets, but definitely Thursday, tune in for Bravo with Sheila Network with Dawn B. Dawn B is on every Thursday. Boy, oh boy, is she doing some wonderful, wonderful things on Thursday evening. We got someone who just popped in, a dear, dear brother friend of mine, Sir Hale Speaks, is in the house. Sir Hale Speaks is in the house.
Hello.
Hello, hello, my brother. Thank you. He's saying hello to you. He's saying hello to the chat. And so if you don't have not subscribed to Superfood parents, go ahead over and subscribe. I'm telling you, this is just a tinge of what she offers and what she does. I'm telling you, it's impossible to go through the gamut of things that she does and she offers. But please go over to her channel, Superfood Parents, right here in these YouTube streets. We have a lot of people in here who have channels, the everyday life of an OC dish chick. She has a channel. We have so many people in here. Sir Hale Speaks have a channel. Who else? Shout out some more, Laquita, who's on here that
Yeah,
has.
G Mama Grows Hard in the Garden, My Renaissance Grandma, Tori's
Yeah,
Brain.
yeah,
Pretty much everyone except that everyone that was chatting, TWP Popcorn, except
yes.
for Anania. We were waiting for her to see if she
Anania.
wants to start a channel or not.
I
But
know she's so scared. She's like, no.
hey, little Ruby's Daycare Encounter. She has a YouTube channel as well.
Yes,
She's a Nigerian who has a daycare, but she's actually a doctor. Dr. Brenda is a doctor. Okay, she's not just running a daycare, but yeah, she's amazing. So there's so many people out here that have. Oh, thank you, Sir Hale. He's like, okay, y'all doing it. Yeah,
yes.
there are a lot of good content creators out here just bringing good information.
Bringing good information. And so, I got the best moderator in the streets, and she just went and grabbed Laquita's information. I'm telling you, everyone in this chat and almost everyone here has a channel, and we thank you so very much for being here tonight. Please, I see you still. I could think one or two people brought those likes up. Nobody else hitting that thumbs up with 15 in the chat. Come on now, you come over.
Oh,
I don't ask for no money. I don't ask for anything other than a free 99 thumbs up, and it
hmm.
means a lot. So hit that thumbs up button while we shake on out of here. And Laquita's getting ready to do her thing, and I'm getting ready to do my thing. And we'll see you soon. We'll see you soon. You are on. Please give the viewers when you're on.
I will be
Laquita.
on Wednesday and Thursdays, always live Wednesday and Thursdays, sometimes on Tuesdays. And right now, Wednesdays and Thursdays. So Loretta Hagler, Little Ruby's Daycare Encounters, The Everyday Life of an OCD chick, Tori's Brain, everybody that was here tonight. Thank you for being here because you could have been anywhere and we don't expect you to be at all places. It is over, but I'll give you another sneak peek, Little Ruby's Daycare Encounters. I took my tofu because I'm making sushi tomorrow on my live stream at 11:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I was adding herbs. We were talking about the benefits of herbs, how they operate. And yes, we're going to air fry this and it's going to be delicious. And it's going to go into the sushi. And my children actually eat this. They take it for lunch, all those good things. So, yes.
Great show. Great show. We'll see you again soon. Laquita, Chef Laquita, we'll see you next month right here on Bravo with Sheila Network. And I'll see you in the morning on your show. All right.
Absolutely.
Love you guys. Thank you guys for being here. Bless you, bless you, bless you, bless you.